Hello, hello. Hi. Oh, hope you haven't been waiting too long. Just got the kids back to school after a 2-week fall break. Bye, kids. Go. Go out in the world. Time to take a deep breath and just relax. Talk about a little bit of crochet and what I've been working on. This is my batwing sweater that I made in the first part of summer. I know. A batwing sweater by Jolie Knots has an amazing tutorial on YouTube. I made it with the Lion Brand Comfy Cotton. Lots of colors mixed in here. It goes good with a pair of jeans. Could probably wear it with some leggings. I made a 2X size. I think that if I was going to do it again, I think maybe a 1X. Yay, keto! Never mind the blue elephants sitting in the room over here. It's laundry. I need to fold laundry today. I need to do dishes today. I need to run the vacuum today. Kids have been home for 2 weeks and I didn't really want to bog them down with just, hey, extra chores, fall cleaning. So we kind of just lounged around. I think everyone slept till about almost noon every day. So glad you stopped by today. Hopefully you weren't waiting too long. Hopefully you've been working on some projects and hanging out at your houses. I have kind of a long video. I made a list of things that when we finally get to visit, I want to talk to you about. Where do we start? Well, let's start right here. I bought a new set of bed sheets. Riley, we have company. Get cozy, get comfortable, have a seat. Have a seat, we have company. Okay. So I bought a new set of bed sheets and it came in this nice little zipper bag. In the front of the zipper bag and in the back of the zipper bag are these really thick cardboard descriptions of the bed sheets. And so I love these bags for projects because it zips up, keeps the dust off my projects, and I can use these cards to write a description, pattern notes, hook sizes, anything that I need to continue the pattern, and it slips back into these little pockets on the inside. Awesome little freebie, right? That I can use for the house. Yeah, new bed sheets. But I got a crochet bag. So I used my notes to write down what I've been working on that I wanted to share with you. The first thing I have on my list is a candy corn hat. Look at that. Look at that. It is the Peak Visor hat on YouTube from Crochet Crowd, Yarnspirations. The white is, I think, Red Heart. The orange is Premier. It was left over. The orange was left over from a pocket shawl that I was making last year. And let's see. The yellow is the Premier Dollar Tree. It's really like a mustardy, deep orange. Let's see. What else did I put? Oh, I used an H hook. I used my polymer clay shed size H hook. It's made, polymer clay shed. I call it my lemon hook. And I learned something new about this type of polymer clay. It's called caning clay, where they make a design in a long tube and long tubular shape, and then they cut it super thin, and they inlay it, press it onto the polymer clay. I love these hooks. I love it with the long polymer clay because when I hold it, look at that. That's nice. That makes for easy work on my hands. Polymer clay shed on Etsy. My candy corn crochet hat. The peak visor hat. So there's a peak hat that lays kind of flat in the back, more like that. They redesigned it because people wanted more of a point, which I thought would look nice for candy corn. And I just dug through my jar of buttons and found these pretty little brown earth toned ones. So I made that. I'm gonna put that on Facebook for my friends and family. And at the same time, so I noticed that one was a little small on my big head. So I started another one with this beautiful Hobby Lobby yarn. I love this yarn. And it is dappled wheat. Started the pattern. Again, I used the Clover eye hook. I love how flat those are, which is strange because that nice round polymer clay fits good in my hand too. Clover hooks work great, in my left-handed humble opinion. And so I started this one in the green. It's got these nice little ribs that build out. That one's nice. So this is a current whip. It has about one afternoon's worth of time on it that I need to work on. Whip one. What do I have on my list? Oh, I'm crocheted a witch hat. Totally freeform this. I got this sparkly, shiny yarn. It's a cotton from Hobby Lobby clearance last year. And I've been saving it for I don't know what. And I decided I did this little line of puffs down the edges of the brim. I got this long, twisty, curly look to it. I did back loops, so I got this like ribbing effect going. Oh. Got a tail. I was just inspired to make a witch hat. Kind of a flower petally, deep forest. Something fun, something without a pattern, just to see what I could do. That was fun. Finished that one up. I used an eye hook. I love this cotton clearance yarn last year. It was just black cotton. Cotton works up heavy. I like the drape. I like working with it. The fiber is always pretty pleasant in my hands. It always works up so heavy. I love to make garments out of cotton. They get so heavy. I'm not sure. All right. Then, what's next on my list? I made a pumpkin. I made a pumpkin. This is a pattern I found on Ravelry. It's by Kit's Crafts, Kristen Baird, B-A-I-R-D, Baird. It's called the Doily Pumpkin. Comes up in the search, little doily pumpkin. It is using a pineapple. There's the pineapple. I used that mystery Caron cake that I got from the Michaels in the mystery bag. I used the last bit of that. That's why it's kind of two-toned. I just, no color control, just let it do its thing. I used the brown. This is a green. I think this is Premier's Just yarn from Dollar Tree. The natural way that the pineapples work up in a doily with the give and the take and the expanding and decreasing with a very simple cluster stitch. the pineapples do all the work. Perfect for a natural form of the pumpkin. It starts out small, enlarges towards the middle of the gourd, and decreases. Before you start this decrease round right here, gathering all the stitches together, you stuff it with the Kristen suggested using tulle, but I had this shiny 80s sparkly, got a jazzy pumpkin. He's nice. I made him with a J-hook and got this size. And you know me. I can't just do an adorable pattern like this one time. I had to do it 2 times. So I made another one with embroidery thread. This is a 2.0 clover hook. I use DMC thread. I think the DMC is this beautiful shiny coppery color. I used Aunt Lydia with this gradient green. Goes from a very pale green to like a dark olive. And then this orange, I think, is the Hobby Lobby brand, Artiste brand. And the doily look is so elegant. And the tulle that I used inside of him was on sale at Hobby Lobby. I bought a half a yard and still have tons of it left. So I'm going to post them on Facebook for friends and family and see if anyone would like me to make them another one. I also bought orange. I bought plenty of thread. I got DMC. I think the colors are just numbers, but I bought a beautiful green. It would look great with the orange. Here's the oh, I used DMC for the little leaf. Let me show you this little pumpkin stem, and then I got these coppery shiny. Let's see, what was the coppery shiny? Oh, so the coppery shiny I made, I used brown. How quickly I forget when I move on to the next project. And I got this thread, this coppery thread that I added held two together. And here's my hook. I used a D. Did I use a D? No, I used a 2 clover. What did I use this guy for? This is a polymer clay shed on Etsy. My Halloween hook. Maybe I don't have a clover hook in here. Oh, okay. I used the clover hook for the small details, the stem and the leaves, and so that's a B, and then I used my D for the actual orange pumpkin. Thank you, Memory. And I love how she stamps the bottoms of the hooks, so I don't have to keep doing a gauge guide. I started to make one with this green. It's got a shiny floss in it. Not sure if that'll pick up. And then I put everything back in the bag and didn't finish that. I'll come back around to it if somebody would like one. Come back around to that. And I had these little decorative spiders. Oh, can't see that. Put a little spider on him. House decorations. Let's see. So that's called the Doily Pumpkin on Ravelry. Kit's Crafts by Kristen. So I needed tulle, which some people might have tulle hanging around. And that was it. Just little bits of whatever color. Shopping lately, I've been going to Grocery Outlet, and I noticed Lucky's both have huge displays of fairy tale pumpkins. All different colors, shapes, anything you want. So it'd be fun to make a variety of them and decorate a little bit. Let's see, what else did I work on? Got that. Oh, I made some stitch markers. let's see, how do I show you stitch markers? Let's see, I was going through my beads and I found some little bits and pieces that I wanted to combine. Got some stitch markers, I put some shells, hold still with some sea glass with some wire wrapping. I have these little shells. Maybe if I lay them in my hand. Kind of cute, made 2 of those. And then I made 2 of these. I'm not sure if it shows better for you. I used the little lobster claw clasps. Made some little shells. That was fun. That was a fun thing to do. And I was inspired to make the stitch markers because last weekend was my husband's and my anniversary. So we went to Lake Tahoe. And in Lake Tahoe, there's a little shop called Knits and Knots. They're also on Instagram. And I don't think they're on YouTube. Probably Facebook. I think they're on Facebook. And I am now the proud owner of a gummy bear stitch marker. He's so cute. He's hard resin, but he feels like he could be jelly. He's a lavender and blue with tons of glitter. So that inspired me to make a little case where I put my favorite stitch markers in the case. They're little treasures. They should have their own little space to live and be organized. I had fun. They have tons of yarn, tons of beautiful yarn, but I have yarn at home that I need to work through, so I didn't pick any up. It was really hard. Like, I squished so many skeins of yarn. Oh, they're beautiful. Hanged up and displayed on the wall. Beautiful little shop. Super friendly. Super friendly. And if you're ever in Lake Tahoe, go visit. They have a yarn crawl coming up with a few different shops heading. If you live south and you're heading north, you hit a couple of them before you get to Lake Tahoe. And if you're coming home and you go the long way around the lake, there's a couple more little yarn shops that way. It's a beautiful drive. Let's see. Oh, I have in my notes that I picked up this box at Walmart for $1. And a neat little case to keep them organized. What else do I have written down here? Let's see. Talked about that. Talked about these. I went to Daiso this week. The kids love to go to Daiso for school supplies. So it's I'm not sure if it's just in the Bay Area. Probably not. It's called Daiso, D-A-I-S-O. It's a Japanese dollar store that has household items, tons of stuff. I like to go and pick up this wire. It's rubber, plastic coated bendy wire. And it's meant for tying up plants to offer them support while they're growing for your tomato vines or trees. And it's covered in this rubber, soft rubber, so that it doesn't cut into your plants or damage them. I crochet. It's for amigurumi. It makes the perfect bendable arms and legs in your projects. It's soft. So a kid doesn't have the wire ever poking through. You can bend the end over. I just bend the end over, pinch it as flat as I can. It's perfect for the little endings of arms or legs. Ah, there's the white background. And there you get so much of it. Everything in the store is $1.50 and up. Yeah, Dollar Tree, you're gonna do that too. That's fine. Okay. So Daiso, $1.50 for my amigurumis. That's a cool find. What else do I have sitting over here? Oh, my fall pillow. Who remembers my fall pillow? I'd like to show you what I have done so far. I have a whole cardboard slip with notes on my fall pillow. This is a commission project for a very good friend. She has a 21 by 21 pillow that she would like with some seasonal slip covers for. So this is the back side of my fall pillow. I used the Puff Spike Stitch by Bag O' Day. I thought it looked like leaves, like fall leaves. Used lots of fall colors. Oh, you know, I guess I don't think the leaves always have to be facing down. I think it could go either way. Got lots of fall colors. This is the back panel of the pillow. 21 by 21. After I sew together both panels all the way around, I'm going to work across the top. I'm thinking about 4 inches across the top, leaving a couple, maybe 4 buttonholes with some big wooden buttons. It's hot off the hook, so it still needs to be stretched in the right direction. So for the other side of the pillow, I made a panel. Ooh, all my leaves. I made a bunch of leaves. I'll show them to you in just 1 minute. I made a panel. It's just a granny square small hole panel. I used the last of that Caron cake. Mystery Caron cake. Man, it touched a lot of my projects. There was a lot of yardage on that cake. That was one of those big cakes. Still needs to be, oh, I can't think of the word. It needs to be stretched, pinned. Let's keep moving on. Okay, so I got the back panel. In my mind's eye, I thought that it would be adorable to have a teacup. So I found an applique for a teacup. Let's see, did I write down the YouTube video? I wrote down the leaf. Oh no. Oh, teacup. Kitty's Creation Boutique on YouTube. Kitty, K-I-T-T-Y. Kitty's Creations with a K. Boutique. And it was a very easy to follow tutorial. I made a little teacup. A little handle. So I got my teacup. And then I thought that I needed a variety of leaves because I'm thinking the wind and the snuggly warm. I want the leaves to be dripping out of the teacup, trickling down. Trickling leaves. I got all the fall colors. I got this nice orange, dark red. I got a forest green and more of a olive green color. So I got these trickling leaves down that I'm going to attach. The sewing always seems to be the hard part for me. It's not hard. It's not even time consuming. But for some reason, I put off the actual attaching the appliques to the very last. And all along the bottom, I got teacup, I got trickling leaves, and then all across this bottom edge, I want the trickling leaves to land in a pile of leaves. And I know in my yard, I have a huge variety of leaves. So I looked up a bunch of different YouTube videos. I have the oak leaf by Happy Berry Crochet. Got a olive green oak leaf that I'm going to put down here in the pile. Let's start forming our pile. I feel like the kindergarten teacher when she reads the book, she has the felt boards with little felt cutouts to illustrate the story she's reading. Let's see. So I have my oak leaf. I have just a leaf. It says Easy Leaf Applique by Creggy's Crochet. C-R-E-G-G-Y-S''S. And it's just a modified leaf. Very fun to make. You just work back and forth, back and forth. The very last, you make the stem. I got a couple of those. Oh, there's a mustardy yellow oak leaf for my pile. Here's a red oak leaf for my pile. I got another one of these Craigie's leaves. Got another one in this mustardy yellow. I'm just going to make a huge pile. And I'm dropping them. And I'm dropping them. Let's see. Come on, Amy. Get it together. There we go. Well, okay. And then I found a maple leaf. Oh, so the small leaves, I did the maple leaf, but I only did 2 rounds of the maple leaf, and that's how I came up with this very small leaf. So these are the maple leaves. The maple leaves is a pattern by, let's see. The maple leaf is by Crochet Crowd, Yarnspirations. They have a YouTube video where they're making a garland, which would be beautiful to decorate an entryway in your house, or maybe even if you have a fireplace, put it above the fireplace. So they make these beautiful little oak leaves. Super easy, 3 rounds, single crochets, double crochets, half double crochets, triple crochets. US terms. So we have this olive green. I did a dark green, more like a Kelly blue based green. Really pretty. I'll hold it by the leaf so you could see all those increases and decreases, a little peacoat at the end. I did a mustard yellow. Then I'm going to put all these leaves towards the bottom of my square. Make a big old pile of them. Looks like they're pouring out of the teacup. So, you need to sew the appliques on. You need to sew the 2 panels together. I need to make the top border, thinking maybe like 4 inches, 3-4 inches. And sew on my wooden buttons. And then my fall pillow cover will be complete, and I can mail that off. I need to do that as soon as possible. Whip number 2. I'm working on it. I got a lot going on. So as I'm working on those items, I figure maybe I should take on some more. This is my bag of colors that goes with my fall pillow. So I better keep those pieces together. So that is this note. And I went over this note. What else do I have going on? So in the last 2 weeks, the first weekend we went to Tahoe, not last weekend. My timeline's getting all jumbled up without the regular morning routine of coffee, kids, home to visit with you. Last weekend, we went to a flea market. I love going to flea markets. You never know what you're gonna find, but you always keep something in mind that you might want to look for. I was not looking for yarn. I have yarn. I went to a small little yarn shop and touched all the beautiful hand-dyed yarns, and I had a great time. That was enough. I took some pictures of some beautiful colors, and that's enough. When we were at the flea market walking around, looking at all the little treasures, I saw a garbage bag, a white garbage bag, sitting under a tent with a man selling his items. And on the top of the garbage bag, I could see a couple of random hanks of yarn. Beautiful hand-dyed yarn. I cannot pronounce this name. It's Pure Sock. Cannot pronounce that name. I did look it up in a Google search. They have a website. It says made in the Netherlands. It's called Okra. Beautiful hand-dyed yarn. I just grabbed this out of the bag. I don't know if it was actually on top. Cocon, Cocon, Conco. I have no idea. It's 100% merino, finger weight yarn. 349 yards. This one's called Slate. And I saw a couple mysteries. Definitely sock, DK, finger weight. These colors are not coming through. Imagine you're deep, deep down in the ocean and you're looking up through all the kelp, seaweed, all the aquas and blues that they show in movies. It's all here, the whole package, the whole underwater experience, mermaid delight is in this hank. This beautiful hank on top of a garbage bag, a white garbage bag at the flea market, which is filled full of treasures and equally filled with junk. This is not the junk. So I saw these on the top of the garbage bag. So I'm like thinking, all right, the flea market's all about wheeling and dealing and feeling like you walked away with a really good find and a really good deal. And I told my husband, I want that bag of yarn. And right away he's like looking at it. He's like, okay. So he asked the guy. I didn't dig through the bag. I showed no excitement. Oh, did I show no excitement? And he asked, how much for the bag of yarn? And the guy said, I'm going to need you to sit down. The guy said $15. And I was calculating in my mind very quickly, oh my gosh, that one hand-dyed hank is probably, I don't know, I just went to the little yarn shops. They're all pretty much the same. They're beautiful, they're luxurious, and there's that little ounce of guilt every time you pick out something beautiful, especially if you don't have a pattern in mind. And I'm a plus size mom. Like, I need a couple of hanks to make a decent project, and I can't afford to do that. So big box yarn is more what I go for. $15 a hank is what I quickly calculated, and I was like, that's a 13-gallon garbage bag. There must be some, all right, well, maybe not. I won't do it. That would get too expensive. And my husband said, for the bag? And the guy said, yes. I very quickly grabbed that white garbage bag, tied it in a knot, and hugged it. My husband gave him $15 and I scurried away. I don't know what the deal was. Don't know where the yarn came from. Don't know how he got it. But I do know that he didn't know what he had. Hank. After Hank. I didn't look at it at the flea market. I hugged it. I read a book in middle school. It was called The Pearl. About a little small village, a little fishing village. Small fishing village. And as a young man and a woman, and they had a baby. And the baby got bit by a scorpion. It's called the Pearl Diver. He was a pearl diver. It was called the Pearl. And the baby got bit by a scorpion. They couldn't afford health care to have the baby treated. And the guy went diving with a hope in his heart that he could find a pearl just big enough to pay for the baby's care. And this pearl that he found was huge. And then became the burden of protecting his precious pearl until he could sell it to treat the baby. Moral of the story is the pearl was more of a burden. So as I was walking through the flea market thinking in my head what beautiful, gorgeous yarns I had in my bag, what if the man comes back and tells me, no, it was worth more. My wife or mother said that it should have been 15 each, not 15 for the bag. I was so worried. So I hugged my bag and I was ready to go. I didn't want to see the rest of the flea market, but we ended up looking through the rest of the flea market. When I got back to the car, I ripped open my bag. This is so tonal. It's like a deep forest. So when I got home and I ripped open my bag and I started looking at all my yarn, it is all high-end boutique yarn. I have many different brands in here. One of my favorite, I won't go through the whole bag. I'm sorry. Like, I would keep you here forever with me oohing and awing and describing the yarns. This is Chicken Coop Dye Works, hand-dyed yarns, made in the USA. I got a plus size sweater amount. There's about 6 hanks in there, and each one has 463 yards. Got all this yarn for $15. I hit a mini lottery. I added them all up. So I looked at the websites, and I could pretty much find them all. Myak, M-Y-A-K. Beautiful, beautiful Tibetan fibers. It's 100% baby yak. All this yarn, I estimated a retail value of $1,496 worth of luxurious, beautiful yarn. I almost I don't know what to say. I don't know what to make. I don't know. I don't know. I just, you know, sometimes we watch these YouTube videos and we see podcasters with walls behind them filled full of beautiful yarns. And they're so lovely. And they're little works of art. They represent little worlds of whatever the artist was seeing or feeling when they created these color palettes. And the yarn just, the fibers just suck you right into that world of beautiful, beautiful moment that you're sharing with whoever created it. And these are overwhelmingly gorgeous. And I feel like I want to use them. I don't want them to sit on a shelf and collect dust. I don't want to display them in a curio cabinet. I want to wear them. I want to enjoy them. I want to work with these really nice yarns, and I always have. And now I can. I'm tickled. I want to encourage all of you, go adventure. Go see what you can find. Get on Facebook Marketplace. There's an app called Next Door Neighbor where, you know, unfortunately, some people are no longer able to crochet or knit due to, you know, getting older. Maybe their eyesight, maybe their hands, maybe I don't know. But they want to see their treasures go to someone who's truly going to appreciate them, who's going to use them, who's going to enjoy them and love them and treasure them as much as they have. And you could find some amazing, incredible deals. This one is 6 and 7 fiber. It's got a little mini. There's some lavenders, some deep purples, some oranges, browns. Beautiful yarn. Beautiful yarn. There's some incredible stuff in this bag. And I can't wait to share my projects with you as I work on them. But I have to be responsible and finish up the current whips that I have going on before I take on some new yarn. So I was looking through my bookshelf and I found a book that I purchased quite a while ago. There were There is a friend in the UK that I follow on Instagram, and they recommended this book that they were working a sweater out of, and the pictures alone are gorgeous. Top-down crochet sweaters. I wanted to make this one on the cover. It's a well-written pattern. It is called the Nanette. It's from small to extra large. It requires 4 balls of 410 yards. I have enough. I have enough to make this beautiful sweater in very, very similar colors. So I'm going to hold off because I have a few other things that I'm working on. So we set up a little table in our hallway for our Dia de los Muertos, and we found a beautiful wooden picture frame, and we put a couple pictures of our family members in it, and my doily, my Day of the Dead doily. And we have a few flameless candles that we put around it. And I was speaking to my oldest daughter, Nola, and she mentioned that tradition has it that you should place some items or some food or something that the family members really, really enjoyed. My grandpa, Griffin, had an orange orchard. And I remember that I have a glass blown orange that's been packed away since we moved. So I went in the garage and dug out my glass blown orange. And then I remembered when Lily was little, we had a play kitchen. And somewhere along the line at a thrift shop, I picked up a paper mache avocado. Well, my grandpa Tucker, on my mom's side of the family, still has, my grandma still has it. It's a huge avocado tree, enormous avocado tree that they grew from a little tiny seed. And my grandpa was always very proud of his avocados and his lemons. So I put the paper mache avocado on the ofrenda. And then we started thinking about some of the other things about our other family members. And something that I remember is my Aunt Geraldine used to decorate cakes. And when the holidays came around, she took great detail in making our favorite foods look beautiful. And one of our favorite foods, I remember everyone used to gobble them up, is her deviled eggs. She used to use her cake tips when she mixed the center of the deviled egg with the yolks, and I think she had some secret ingredients she put in there because I've never quite been able to master them exactly the same as her. They're delicious. But she used her cake tips to put the centers into the deviled eggs. And of course, our top secret family ingredient that I will share with you was the paprika. She used to sprinkle paprika on the top of the deviled eggs. And so when the girls and I went shopping a few days ago, I picked up a glass deviled egg dish. And it's clear glass, which is beautiful because I can off-center it from my doily so it doesn't cover up my doily completely. But it's glass, and it has 12 little divots in a circle all the way around. I should have brought it in here to show you. I'll try to insert a picture at the end of the video when I upload. I'm uploading on the laptop today, so that's a new little technique for me to learn, practice. I made deviled eggs. I found a few different YouTube videos, and I mashed them all together. So, let's see. For the piped top, which I work in a round, I use back loops only, and I'm working around. I used a cupcake pattern for the top of a cupcake. I used some yellow embroidery thread, mustard. We love a lot of mustard in our deviled eggs. And I worked around, back loops only. So it's increasing on one end and decreasing on the other end, keeping the same count as you work it in a long flat piece. And then, so you're always keeping the same stitch count, but it's twisting it around. Made 5 of those. And then, so that was using a size 5, little tiny 5 stainless steel hook on those. So it was chain 15 plus 1 in turn, second from the hook, increase. So wherever my tail end was always a decrease. The other end was always an increase. Then I slip stitched the two ends together. The white piece of the egg, which is worked into two parts, the outside and the flat inside. Outside, it's kind of like round, kind of flat on the top, deviled egg look. Ah, a little white avocado. So that pattern I found on Look at What I Made. It was on Ravelry. Yeah, you know. So for that one, I used this white. It's size 3 Red Heart fashion crochet thread. I used the white. I decided that it has space for 12. I only want to make 6. I want to represent the deviled eggs, but there are quite a few other things that we want to put on our ofrenda. We need to put some butterscotch lifesavers for my cousin, which was his favorite. So I don't want to fill up the whole plate. It's very, very beautiful plate, and it adds character and personalization to what we're doing. So I figured 6 eggs was good. So I made an assembly line. I made all the tops, and then I made all the bottoms, the outside bottoms, and then the inside bottoms. When I got to the last row, I single crocheted them to the bottom, put a tiny little bit of stuff and fluff in there. So I got my little 6 eggs. 6 eggs. Paprika. Hobby Lobby has 50% off their beads right now. Hurry, go, go, go. Rush down there and see what you can find. I found some glass beads, lava red. They're not red, they're not orange, they're kind of like a coppery rust color. And then I stitched them onto the filling just to make the tiny little deviled egg. Nola is so pleased. She wants to, I'm pleased, I'm thrilled that she loves it so much. It's a part of her culture that she shares with her father, and it's very personal to her that she stays in touch with traditions that her father's side of their family practice and have in their everyday life. And if I can offer support for her, then I want to do that. I want to be a part of that. It's part of what makes the year fun is little traditions that come up, little holidays that you celebrate a certain way just to take a break from the mundane everyday routine. So she wants to keep the Dia de los Muertos doily forever and display it every year when she's a grown-up in her house, in her little apartment, in her little starting out studio, or away at college. She wants it. She loves it. And this is part of what she wants. So I'm on the hunt for I'm thinking a hat box, a round, solid-sided box that's 15 inches across, because my doily is 14 and a half, and I want to store it completely flat. My aunt used to make Easter eggs out of sugar eggs, and they were hollowed eggs, and the inside of them she would use icing, I think royal icing, and she'd make little worlds inside of them. So I was thinking she used to pack those in tissue paper and keep them in solid-sided containers to keep them forever, and they lasted years. So I was thinking, it's cotton, but I want to keep it breathable. I don't want to put it in a sealed Tupperware container. I want it to be able to, for the seasons and wherever I store it, to keep it nice. So I want to store it flat. So I was thinking a hat box, 15-inch round hat box, and Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Tuesday Morning. I see these boxes all the time in different sizes. I'm gonna keep my eye out for one that's not totally Christmas. So I can put some tissue paper in the bottom of it, put the doily, maybe put our picture frame in there with our family members that hopefully we don't ever have to add to family members that have passed, but keep our picture frame in there. Keep our deviled egg dish, our little deviled eggs. I'll wrap them up, and every year she could open the box and set out her little ofrenda. So that's something for Nola. I think that's about it. Talked about all of these wonderful things. Talked about a few extra things that have come into my life. That's what I've been working on. That's what I've been doing. What have you been working on? I'm hearing so many good comments. People are preparing for Christmas. Been thinking about Christmas a little bit, but I really enjoy Halloween. Oh no! My laundry's not going to go anywhere. I have to fold it. I also have something exciting to go do today. I noticed on Nextdoor Neighbor, a local neighbor posted that they've sold all of their grapes off at their winery. We live kind of out in wine country. They've sold their grapes off, their Zinfandel grapes off to the winery, and the grapes that were not ready to be picked stayed on the vine and have turned into sun-dried raisins. And they asked if any of the local neighbors would like to come pick Zinfandel raisins. And I volunteered. I got a friend to go with me. So we're going to go at 10:30 and pick some Zinfandel raisins. So if you have any raisin recipes, I'm thinking raisin bread, I'm thinking oatmeal raisin cookies, like any raisin recipes you can think of, put them in the comment box below. I'm going to have quite a few raisins after today. They want to get them picked before it starts raining. So strange this morning. The alarm clock went off at 7 o'clock to get the kids up and ready for school, and it was dark outside. By the time it was time to leave the house and go drop everybody off, the sun had come up, gotten a little warmer, but fall's here. The trees are starting to change, the dry weather, we've got the wind started, it's blowing all the leaves around. Beautiful. I think I'm a fall person. Summer's too hot. I can only take off so many layers of clothes. Okay, thanks for coming to visit. I really appreciate it. Appreciate being able to talk to you about all my crochet items. My family's not super into hearing about every stitch and knot like you are. I'll see you soon. Hopefully sooner than later. Take care. Bye.